All right, hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Want to circle back. It's about a month later from Tour Southland in New Zealand. It's the last race of the year. Wanted to give a recap in this video because the race was crazy. I've never done a stage race this long. 7 stages and a prologue, almost 600 miles of racing in 7 days. Just racing like I've never done before. Crosswinds are a huge factor to this story. And yeah, I'm doing this a month later because life just got super busy afterwards, and finally sitting down to kind of recap everything. I'm making another video for you about, it's gonna be a little bit more for advanced riders who are going to stage races, and also looking at 3-day blocks and how to target your training goals for your race goals. You know, I won the green jersey one day and the most combative. Most combative was one of my number one goals. Really, I wanted to win a stage, but just not good enough. Not fast enough. The competition was incredible, and it really keeps you hungry. I got to say, you know, I'm almost 38, and I'm really happy that I'm still able to be in the same race as, you know, all these U23 guys and guys going pro, and people are like, oh, that guy's an Olympic track racer for New Zealand. And just like, you know, a lot of this is the training. You guys motivate me to keep going. I'm super hungry still. I'm really thankful for that. A lot of these videos, you know, cycling's changing in the US. There's gravel, there's Grand Bondos are blowing up. There's a lot of different things going on, and I'm just really excited to still be a part of it. And you guys all motivate me so much, and I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, let me see how I listed these stages. Stage 1, the prologue, that was a tough one for us. You know, we got there, the trip was great. I slept really well on the plane on the way to Australia, and then got down to Invercargill, the South Island of New Zealand, and jump right into it. It's a time trial. It's about, how long is this thing? Couple Ks, you know. Patrick's title to his Strava ride perfectly explains it. His title was Tomorrow. It starts with a slight incline, and then it rolls down, and then it's a square basically around a park. Really cool park. Unfortunately, we had a crash. We started too hard. We were trying to regroup on the fastest part of the course. I think we came in second to last. So let's just move past that and move into stage 1. So yeah, you guys, anyone who's raced, I think there's 118 people in this race. You know how the earliest part of the race is, and especially now for a stage race, and you've got all these people. This is one of the biggest races in New Zealand, in the South Pacific. There's camera, the TV crew, it's televised on TV there. Everyone's trying to make the break. It is anxious nerves in the beginning. It was pretty chaotic. I wish that I didn't have my camera for the race. I'd love to show you some race footage, but I think I'm gonna be able to get some from Patrick. Tried to play it smart, gotten a couple like early moves, and then like a wave of 15 people would pass you, and then, you know, you're waiting to see like another break go, and it might be 1 or 2 guys, and it's like, do you jump then, or do you wait till the group catches and then try and counterattack them? And everyone's trying to play their cards. And I remember we were coming down and around a corner, and it's almost like about exactly 45 minutes into the race, and the road was so wide, we had the full road. The group was kind of disjointed, and I was probably 25, 30 guys back, and there's just that thing in your head that says go, and I just hit it and started motoring, and I looked back, and eventually one guy was bridging up to me, and I'm like, man, just one guy, like that kind of, I don't think that's gonna stick. I was like, but I'm in it right now, and I'm gonna play this card. It felt just, someone was like, just keep going, just drilling it. And I'm gonna put all the wattages and everything into the blog post. But Ione, that's how you say his name, bridges up to me, and he's just a truck, man, just hauling. And we start rolling, and we get up to about 40 seconds, and then it gets to 50 seconds, and the next thing you know, they say the moto has a sign that says P break, and the group stopped behind us to take a nature break. And so we got out to, I think, 2.5 minutes, and all the way up to 4 minutes. We rode the break for about 100 kilometers, like 60 miles, and he really wanted to get the KOM jersey. And in my mind, I hadn't even thought of the sprint jersey. I mean, I've never worn a sprint jersey in my life, let alone at Tour Southland. And I'm like, I'm getting most combative. Like, you see Tour de France where people will be in the break, and as the peloton's catching them, they're like attacking each other like it's the end of the race to be the last person to be caught. And once the lead group was coming up on us, he said, hey, I'm gonna take it easy. And he pulled off the gas. I'm like, cool. And I just kept ripping it. I wanted to make sure I had another few Ks on him, and got caught. And, we were motoring pretty well together. It did the wind, the course, if you look at it, you head north, and for the last probably 30% of the course. The full day was 113 miles. So let's say the last 40 miles or so, headwind. And there were some crosswinds in there. Lead group passed me. I didn't even understand how these crosswinds were going to play out as much as they did. It was legit pro race, dudes across the road. It was pretty crazy. I got spit out so fast because I couldn't get in the rotation, and my legs were pretty spent. So had really good watts, some of the best of my life. And I'll show you in the workout video, I'd really focused on VO2 max to make the break, threshold and threshold burst to be able to ride and survive in the break with stronger riders. I was super surprised when we crossed the line and our team director, Jeffrey, came over and he's like, so you won most combative. And I was like really, really pumped. Just to get something like that in the first real stage felt so good. And he's like, and you got the green jersey. And I was like, dang, that's awesome. So 2 jerseys in a day. Just really thankful for that experience. It's definitely a motivator. You bring home 2 jerseys that now you can wear on your training rides, and that's going to give you that little bit of extra, just keep going, stay motivated. So that was really cool. The thing that stunk was the next day it was raining so hard. I didn't even get to really rock the jersey because we were bundled up. It was super cold. Well, cold for there. I was in the 40s. I took the first sprint at about mile 8. Tried to keep getting a break, and eventually we were going over a little roller, not even a roller, just an incline, and 5 guys had countered the group that I was just in, and that was the break that went. So super bummed, couldn't get in it. They went up the road, and the guy that won the sprints took more points than me, and I lost the jersey. So got to wear the green jersey one day. I remember being so that day was 99 miles. I remember being halfway through, and I was like, I just can't wait till the stage is over. I misplayed a climb, and I lost the lead group, and wasn't necessarily. There's so many things in a stage race that you're trying to think of, like the points race, and when's this climb coming, and most combative again, and it was just it's mentally there's a lot happening, and then stage 3. That was a wild stage. So it ends on this big climb, which is called, can't remember the name right off the top of my head. Everybody talks about it, Coronet Peak. And it took a long time for the break different breaks were going, and I was trying to get in it, and people were definitely watching to see when I was making moves, because guys that were in the points competition didn't want me to obviously get up the road without them. And it's that lull. The lull feeling is when you go, and there's about 2 guys going up the road, and again the group sort of it wasn't just the local race fan out and you attack over people. It's sort of the group split where they're 2 mini pelotons, and I was like, I'm just gonna go up to these guys and see what happens, and bridged up to these 2 guys, and we went around a corner, and the 3 of us were just hitting it really hard, and then maybe 5 or 10 minutes later 4 other guys came up. This group was really strong. I was struggling to stay with them, and there's some cool pictures of us on TV, but there were guys nose breathing, and I was VO2 maxing and just really having a hard time. I told one guy, hey man, can you make it at least look like you're struggling or working? People always like use the term, oh, it's a humbling experience. I don't need to be humbled by that. I already know these people are better than me. It was just like a really, I guess, motivating. Like, there's just people out there that are so much better than you. And, you're never going to be the best, most likely. I'm never going to be anywhere near the best. I'm just trying to be my best. And I was like, man, these guys are killing it. How am I going to get some sprint points from them? And I had written down this time where the sprints were. I still swear one of the sprints was missing. Nobody sprinted for it at the time. And then I got punked by a guy from the Rico team. He played it well, got around me. I blew up, and unfortunately those guys got away, and I never saw them again. So I rode by myself until the rest of the peloton came up, which was just at the foothills of Coronet Peak. And then I climbed that up with Patrick, who's like, let's climb this together. And I was going a little bit too slow, and he dropped me. So I finished on my own. No sour milk, Patrick. And then stage 4. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Everybody's been trying super early to get in the break, and it's like wasting a lot of matches. I'm gonna ease off. I'm gonna save those matches. I'm gonna wait. Things have been like, the break yesterday. I'd have to look again. It was like over an hour in, I think, and tried to predict a bike race. Didn't race the bike race. Foolish. I was in bad positioning. I was too far towards the back. The break went so early, and they caught on the back of a car for a minute, and they got away. I'm not saying that's the only reason why they got away, but it did happen there a few times in that race, which is disappointing, but that's bike racing over 7 days. They got away, and a different guy took the jersey. And at that point, the jersey was pretty much out of my. I'd have to get it back the next day, I think, or just I wouldn't have had enough points. Just rode, tried to get in any follow moves, and I think where did we finish on that day? On Bluff, which is a steep climb, so towards the back of the pack. Woo! Stage 5. Where the real crosswinds came out to play. You kind of squiggle north and then you go east. Everybody from down there, they know like the turn when the wind's coming in. And when I'm talking crosswinds, I'm talking whoosh, like these things they won't take you down, but it was some good solid wind. The echelon forms, and if you're not racing as a team, and if they don't know you, man, they're not going to let you in the rotation. And you can watch. There's like pro commentaries out there. As they're rotating around, right? Someone's doing 500 watts for 30 seconds. The next guy does 500 watts, 500 watts, 500. And 6 guys can do that for a long time because you do 500 watts, then you get, 2.5 minutes off. If you're in the tail, in the gutter, you do 500 watts. If you do it for 4 minutes and then you explode, you're dropped. That's what happened. They turned right. Literally, it was like a bomb went off. I mean, groups everywhere. I wish I should probably go back and try and find the footage. I'm sure maybe they have it. Absolutely insane. So my title was Tour of Southland Stage 5. Wow, crosswinds, guttered and drops. Don't have that skill set. Weakness massively exposed. And, when you get in the gutter and you're fighting to get into that group, you have to have full trust of the person in front of you. You can't see anything but their back because you're so damn close to them, and you're literally in the gutter, like almost off the road. You are riding on a tightrope. It was insane, mentally just like tiring. There were days I would come back. I mean, that stage was 107 miles. Just exhausted, just really, really tired. That's another reason why I was planning to like do videos and interviews and like all this like media stuff when we were there, and we'd get home where it's like, let's eat and go to bed. Just slept a lot. And then the next day you get to see how the weather changes there like crazy. They say don't look ahead for more than 2 hours, and I thought they were joking. It was raining in the morning. We went to do the time trial, and the rain was slowly stopping. I was super pumped. I did 18-minute time trial, 438 watts. That got me, at that point I was 81 kilograms. It's like 180 pounds. Got 31st. Just insane group of athletes. You know, that wins anything locally. That puts me in the top 10 in almost anything in the US that's not a pro race, like Cat 1-2. And, you know, just, it's awesome. I mean, you got to go get shellacked to enjoy the other wins, right? And for that being on day 7, that was all the training that I'm going to show you in the video. These 3-day blocks worked so well, and it was hours. If you want to be good at biking, you got to ride a bike, and I rode a bike a ton that month, the 2 months, the 8 weeks leading up to it, and super proud of that performance. It made me feel there's definitely, you know, I guess maybe I hinted at it without realizing it earlier. You know, I'm turning 38, and when I go to these races and I look down the list, if the ages are shown, it's like the 29-year-old looks old. There's a couple people who are 30. I'm like the grandpa in the group, but I'm still trying to be relevant, still trying to be a good bike racer because I really love doing it. Cycling's changed my life for the better in a crazy number of ways. And super pumped to let you guys know we just solidified our roster for next year. We've got the esports side, which is going. We got 5 guys locked in, possibly a 6th for the gravel mass start racing, and it's going to be a really good group. And then the weather changed, and we were scurrying over the next hour. The last stage was a 50-mile circuit. Not a circuit. It's like you go south back down to Invercargill, and we're scrambling for suntan lotion. It was 70 degrees out. So it ended in great weather. We got dropped in crosswinds, I want to say halfway through, and then you know, that was it. And winds, cruisy, we survived Tour Southland Stage 7. So it's been an amazing year. That week it was 21,000 feet of climbing, 25 hours, 584 miles. A lot of kilojoules. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Ben Williams, for bringing me on that experience. You know, science and sport, the nutrition kept me going. Everyone loved the Nalgene bottles. I really, you know, allied. The bikes worked fantastically. And, of course, our own truly Evoke bike, the training, got me through it. So thanks for watching, guys. That was a quick recap. I'll hit you below on the blog with the training video of this and how to prepare for a stage race. I think it's a really effective way of hitting those longer stage races up, and I think also it'd be good for 3 to 4 day stage races for sure. So, because it's not like I was stacking 7 days. But check out that other video. Hey, if you guys like this stuff, please share it. Please let others know about it. Send it to your friend, post on Facebook, whatever. The footprint's getting bigger. We're helping a lot of people. It feels really good. And that's what we're trying to do. So let me know what questions you have. Brendan@evoke.bike. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.